Hello and welcome to Whilton Mill with me, Chris McCarthy. You're watching on WMKC TV, and this is the 8th and penultimate round of the Stars at Whilton Mill Championship. And, well, I can tell you, there is a storm, as you can see from the skies above, there is a storm fast approaching. So there was really no time to wait around. We had to get straight on with the finals. The finals were all reduced to about 9 minutes plus a lap. So that was the information before the start of the finals and the first race out on track. And in fact, with the biggest grid, I think 30 drivers we had entered this weekend, the Honda Cadet class, always very competitive. If you tuned in last month, you would have seen they did put on a great show. So I expect the same things this month. So on pole position in the newly number seeded number 5 after the British Championship ending this year is Mark Kimber, who's had a great season, finishing 5th. Alongside him, the British Open champion, the O-Plate, is Miles Apps. So two very experienced drivers there at the front. I'm sure they will be going head to toe. And on row 2 is the number 10 of Keaton Summer, so another seeded driver in there, and then joining him, well, another driver who's been regular at the front, the number 37 of Harry Thompson. So that's the first couple rows for you of the grid, and let's get straight into the action. They come into our shot now, so it's Kimber to our right and Apps to our left. Who is going to get the jump? The lights go out. Kimber looks over, and it looks like Apps has really struggled off the line there. I mean, in fact, he looks like he may have dropped to about 4th place. He's looking over his shoulder. He's in all sorts of trouble. Kimber has held on to his lead and looks behind, and not even a need to defend. There was a driver slowing up in the background there. Not too sure what's happened to him, but I think we have got everyone else through safely. So, and already you can see about a 3-car breakaway there in Kimber, and I think Samra it is who is behind him. And I think the driver in 3rd place is Kukia, who started in 5th position. So the inside row there all getting the better of the outside row. Obviously Apps was delayed in that 2nd place, and that in turn led to delays for Harry Thompson as well, who's dropped a few positions. Not quite too sure where he's running. He's running lower in the order in the top 10. So all the inside row making jumps there, and it's a very short run down to turn 1 here at Whilton Mill. Some tracks it is more important than others to get the inside. This track I don't feel is a track where you necessarily really need to be on the inside, but as you can see, when that happens, it always helps. So 3 carts break away, and then we have another 2 in behind with Apps, and I'm not quite too sure who that is in behind him. I will, when I pick him up on the camera, confirm who that is with you. So let's see how this race pans out now. We have 3 carts all breaking away. Will we see Apps 4th and 5th place work together to catch these 3 up? I think these young drivers here, they may be only between 8 to 13 years old, but they are very clever when it comes down to their race strategies. I've seen some great tactics from these young drivers. So as you can see, the 3-cart breakaway there, 3 engines all working together, and then we have the 2 of Apps, and I think it's Dragan Pinzet who it is in 5th place. I believe that's who we have in 5th. Harry Thompson there is in 7th place, so he really did get a bad start. Apps obviously dropping to 4th, but he drops all the way back to 7th, so needs a recovery drive now from there if he wants to get back in the hunt for the victory. So we come into Chapman's for the 3rd time, and the 3 carts still working together. We may not see much overtaking in the first 3/4 of this race even, because as usual the drivers just all tend to work together, and sometimes you don't even want to be the man leading going on to the last lap. It can sometimes be of disadvantage to you with the tow that you pick up, especially today. You'll probably hear on the cameras the wind was very strong indeed. Our cameraman up the top here struggling to keep the camera steady there, nearly getting blown over. So as you can see, the wind really good, so that will pick up a strong tow for the guys in behind. And I think I'm fair in saying that we see Kukia there in 3rd, just slightly losing touch with the top 2. Not quite too sure whether he made a mistake. And I'm sure he will pick up a toe and slot back in. There's Thompson there, battling with the 94 of Josh Steed in behind him. And Thompson looks to the inside now of the 63 and makes that move. So that was Oliver Clark that he just passed. That was nice move into the boot there. And he's now in 6th place. But he's got a mountain to climb if he wants to get anywhere near the top 5. They are all well away and clear. So Thompson is going to be hoping for those drivers in front of him to start battle. And I think that was Clark running wide then. It looks like Josh Steed was alongside. And I'll just wait to see if he completed that move. I believe he has. I'll wait for them to come up the top of the screen. Yeah, it looks like he may have completed that move. So Oliver Clark there dropping a couple of positions. So he'll be looking to make those back as soon as he can. Let's go back to the leaders. So Kimber controlling the pace here at the front. Samra in 2nd and 79 of Cooker there in 3rd position. Apps in 4th and Pinzet in 5th. And they look like they may be just bunching up together now, the top 5. Cooker he's just starting to lose touch. I feel these 2 drivers at the front here, these 2 seeded drivers, just starting to up the ante a little bit now. And Cooker's struggling to just keep up with him. So will we see perhaps just a 2-kart battle for the lead? Because Apps, well, I thought that he would catch up no problem. Indeed, the pace he's been showing today. But even he is struggling to hold on to the 2 leaders of Kimber and Samra. And yeah, the number 5 and 10, the Super 1 series did just finish before this meeting. So and this involves all classes really, any drivers you see with numbers between 1 and 15 is where they are seeded in the country. So that is where they finish in the British Championship. And Kimber finished 5th and Samra finished 10th. And as for Apps, well, he was the British Open champion, so he gets to wear that O plate for the next year. But it is good to see our very own stars at Whilton Mill drivers going to the British Championship and doing well. So it just shows you the quality of the entries, quality of driver rather, that we get here at the Stars and Whilton Mill Championship. It really is a great place to come and learn your craft. And I see 29 drivers took to the grid for this race, and that is the biggest grid of the weekend. And well, any other club meetings you won't find much bigger grids than that. So definitely do come and check the track out if you haven't before. And you can see the racing is very tough indeed. So let's go back to the leaders now, as Kimber just coming out of Chapman's there. Samra still in behind, and they've well now detached from Cooker there in 3rd, and I believe he will be coming under some pressure from Apps anytime soon. So, and that might actually help him out if he can just tuck in behind Apps and pins it and just claw up to the back of the top 2. But at the moment, the top 2 are doing a sterling job at just holding their positions. And yeah, Samra in 2nd, just not even bothered about leading at the moment. He's thinking towards the end of the race, he's just thinking, I'm just going to wait. Come the end of the race, I will then try and take that victory away from you, Kimber. And look at Apps now. They're really onto that 3rd place of Cooker. They are out of sight, but I hope the camera will swap back to them soon, because here they are, and they are really close together now. So that last place on the podium, who is going to take it, as we are well into the second half of this race now. So that victory may be well out of sight for these 3 drivers unless they can work together. Thompson there still under some pressure for his 5th place. And that's Jamie Rogers going for a shot there in the 87. That's really good to see him running in the top 10. An old friend of mine, Jamie, and his dad, Nick. I know his dad, Nick, very proud of his son, Jamie. He's only in his 2nd year of competitive racing, and you can see already in the top 10 of what is a very quality field. So I will look out for him as throughout the race. And Apps has now taken 3rd place going up the hill. So Cooker dropped to 4th, and Pinzet will be looking to follow Apps through anytime soon. Cooker just looks over his shoulder there just to see where Pinzet is. And now, so Apps it is who takes 3rd. Now, will these drivers work together? They are really run out of time now to catch the 2 lead. It's going to take, I'd say, a mistake or some contact between the top 2 for Apps to have any chance of taking this victory. So that is almost a separate battle as we now come to the business end. So Kimber looks over his shoulder there. He hasn't got much, and it is the last lap now. So Kimber, Samra, who's going to take victory? We come up the hill. I believe, I'm thinking Kimber has to defend. So I'm losing my words there. So Kimber does defend. Samra looking for the switchback. Apps also has to defend from Kicker and pins it. I'm trying to see what's going on for the lead there as we come down the hill for the last time. Kimber defends. Samra also defends. And he looks for the switchback again. Apps coming under all sorts of pressure from Kicker. We come to Chapman's for the last time. Through comes Kimber. He doesn't even defend going into there. That might have been Samra's only chance to take victory. And he decided against making a move. And Kimber now defends into the boot, but comes back across to cut him off. So will Samra be able to perform the switchback? And Thompson there losing his 6th position. I think we also had Pinzit making a place there. So Kimber it is who's just going to hold on to victory. Well done, sir. Samra takes 2nd. Apps looks disappointed with 3rd. Pinzit got through there to take 4th position. And Cookie finished 5th with Thompson finishing 6th in the end. Well, what a great race that was. Well, it was one of those where it was just a climax. It was almost like a bit of a slow fill, if you like, where nothing much happens, and in the end it gets really exciting. But that is always great to watch, and that's just the tactics they have in this Honda class. So well done to Mark Kimber. He took the well-deserved victory there. Got the jump at the start, and I think that's really where Apps' race ended, and the best he could get was 3rd. Samuel was unlucky to finish 2nd, but still a sterling effort. And 4th was Pinzit, and he performed a great move there in the boot to take that on the last lap. And Cooker in 5th. So well done to all those drivers. And, well, I'm looking forward to the last round in this for these drivers. I'm sure they will all be back and all be looking to take a victory. So do join us here on WMKC TV. And our next race coming up is the Coma Cadet race.